Big news! The USUK just signed a new trade agreement. It's being called historic. But what does it actually do? And what legal changes should businesses be watching? Let's break it down. First, the big headline: tariffs. Steel and aluminum tariffs. Gone. That's a huge win for the UK, who had faced a 25% tariff on steel exports to the US for years. Just weeks ago, it was on the brink of collapse. Now, over $15 billion worth of British steel could enter the US duty-free over the next decade. But it's not just steel. Automotive exports from the UK to the US are also getting a boost. The tariff on British-made cars has been cut down to 10%, a big improvement from the 27.5% originally in place. However, 10% is still far higher than the 2.5% tariff that existed before under President Biden's administration. However, there's a key catch. The lower 10% tariff applies only to the first 100,000 vehicles exported from the UK to the US each year. Last year, the UK exported around 101,000 cars, meaning this lower tariff will impact a majority of the cars, but not all. Still, this deal gives a significant edge to British-made vehicles in the US market, boosting exports and securing jobs in the automotive sector. Meanwhile, US producers are cashing in. British tariffs on American goods will drop from 5.1% to just 1.8%. That unlocks a potential $5 billion export boom, especially for beef, ethanol, and aerospace. Britain also agreed to purchase $10 billion in Boeing aircraft, a direct boost to US manufacturing jobs. But the trade deal isn't just about tariffs. It's also a game-changer legally. Let's talk about procurement reform. The deal introduces legally binding rules that close loopholes in public contracts. That means American companies now have stronger legal standing to compete for UK government tenders. Next, intellectual property protection. Patent enforcement and copyright standards get a boost, making it easier for creators and companies to protect their innovations across borders. And then there's labor and environmental standards. The deal includes binding legal language, requiring both nations to uphold labor rights and climate protections. That's not just symbolic. It's crucial for meeting WTO standards and setting the stage for future trade deals in clean tech, AI, and green energy. But what's missing? Not everything is covered. While this deal addresses critical industries like aerospace, steel, and automotive, it does not include a comprehensive resolution on digital services taxes. This is a sore point for US tech giants, who are still facing new taxes from the UK. The deal also doesn't touch pharma pricing or tariffs, meaning the cost of medicines won't be directly affected by this agreement. So, what's the takeaway? While this trade deal promises billions in new exports and a strengthened legal framework for US and UK companies, it's also a deal that heavily favors large corporations over smaller businesses. The legal commitments to intellectual property, labor rights, and environmental protections set a strong foundation for future trade. But some critics argue it doesn't go far enough in creating broader, more equitable benefits. What do you think? Is this deal a win for big business, or does it leave smaller players behind? Subscribe for more breakdowns of global trade, law, and policy. If you'd like to support the channel and get something valuable in return, be sure to check out the affiliate links in the description. Every click helps us keep delivering the news that matters.